The 1981 Honda Prelude is a pleasure to look at in many different ways. You can look at it as a sport.
When you own a Honda Prelude, the temptation to drive it continually is irresistible.
My advice to you is get a Prelude.
Everyone loves a good comeback story, and today's is about the Honda Prelude. Gone since 2001, the 6th generation Prelude is back for 2026 and brings with it hybrid technology and a thoroughly modernized interior. So let's go take a look. Historically, the Prelude has always been Honda's slightly more upmarket performance offering. Its ideological pillars were consistently defined as a sharp-handling coupe with the latest in high-tech driving. So yes, it means the return of the Honda Coupe. In this case, the upcoming Prelude will use the 2-liter, 2-motor hybrid powertrain found in the Civic Hybrid and produce the same output, 200 horsepower and 232 pound-feet of torque, sent to the front wheels. I was sort of hoping to see a little more power given this is the Prelude, but Honda says the focus here was more about handling and agility rather than straight-line power. On that note, the car will not get 4-wheel steering, unfortunately, which is something that made the past Preludes extremely rad. There's no manual transmission anymore either, but Honda says the Prelude will use something called Honda S Plus Shift, which is a new drive mode that simulates gear shift responses by essentially torque dipping the engine, now seemingly controlled via the paddle shifters. We don't yet know how that'll actually feel in real life, but we're very curious to try it out. As a car to look at, check out, and just generally hang out around, the vibes on the new Prelude are superb. I mean, we've all seen pictures of this thing, but in person, it's about the size of a Civic. It's definitely much lower, but the lines are so great. I mean, just look at the proportions. I am seeing Mercury Cougar in here. I'm seeing some final Mitsubishi Eclipse. It's 2003, but in the best way. And with Y2K being in, it just works. So a couple of things that I want to call your attention to. The first is pop-out door handles. And then we have 19-inch black wheels and blue brake calipers that were lifted from the Civic Type R. And also, speaking of the Civic Type R, this car rides on the same chassis and uses the same suspension bits, but we'll also say it is tuned to be like a GT car. So if you wanted to know what a Civic Type R was like as a hybrid but rides as a GT car, this is it. And finally, I do want to draw your attention to this spoiler right here. It is an optional extra, but you should be legally required to buy it because it's sick. Okay, inside of the new Prelude. I want to talk to you first about the seats. They are leather trimmed, obviously. And this color combination is one of the options. Over here, there is this retro houndstooth design that does not appear in other Honda products. Another interesting fact about these seats is they are asymmetrically bolstered. So the driver's seat over here has firmer cushions and more lower thigh bolstering, whereas the passenger seat is wider with a more relaxed seat comfort. But let's get in and see what we're working with. So first up, this is a nice size steering wheel, and you can see this blue stitching right here. All Preludes will have that. There's a nice flat bottom here to lend to the sportiness. Obviously, you've got your paddle shifters. And this console basically looks like a pretty big mishmash between the Civic and the Integra. So you still have your screen up here, you've got your physical buttons, physical climate buttons, which is great, everything here, very physical. But if you'll notice, in the Civic, there's that full width vent work that is not here, so this is all broken up. Although, this is nice too. If you get it in black, the stitching is in blue. It is very cool. Also, deviation from the automatic Civic, at least, you have your transmission selection lever right here, but here it's all buttons, which lead to 2 cup holders right here, and a wireless charge pad here, as well as some under elbow storage here. Visibility in this car is pretty good, out the front at least. In the back, well, these pillars are kind of big, so you might have to try to see around those. The new Prelude has a lift-back trunk design, just like the Integra, and it makes for a lot more convenient storage. So right now those seats, those rear seats are folded down, and they do a 60-40 split. And as you can see, someone has conveniently fit a large rolling suitcase as well as a set of golf clubs in here to very much illustrate how practical the Prelude now is. They really want you to use it as a daily car. So that's why they gave it this lift back, that's why they gave it the fold down seats, so you could really fit the things that you want in it. You don't have to feel like you have to compromise. Another thing to examine is the back seat. So this is my driving position. You can all laugh, I am tiny, I understand this. So I can absolutely sit behind myself. So this is the headroom that we're working with. This pillar is like right on my head, and I'm right up against the glass, so if the driver were to, I don't know, hit a bump, I would definitely go up and smack my head on the glass. It's not great. I mean, the seat cushions themselves are pretty comfortable, but there are no amenities back here. Like, there's no cup holders, there's no USB ports, there's not even climate vents, so you'll be warm in addition to having head injury. The leg room is actually okay, but being able to sit behind myself is like not an accomplishment at all. So I think if you are under the height of 5'3", however short that time may be, this is your seat. But after that, no more. I lied. This is now the final piece. I want to show you the trunk with the seats